Hello and welcome to our YouTube video and walkthrough operation of our 2020 Wildwood 178 BHSKX Platinum Edition. Alright, going to the front entrance. To operate the handle, lift it off its seat. Rotate it around, drops in. Stairs, simply slide out on those tracks and pull the other step down, like so. Let's take a look inside. This is our control panel, water pump, freshwater tank. You do not have to be concerned with if you are at a campsite with water and electric hookup. That's only if you need water in your tanks, you're out in the woods and you have no other way to get water. The city water pressure at the campground will be fine for you. You will not need to worry about these two. Switch on your right is for the slide out. It makes a tremendous difference in a camper having a slide out. You would have almost no room in here if it weren't for that. So that's the switch here. This is the switch for the awning outside. Right here. Alright, to operate the slide out, make sure everything is clear on the inside and out. Make sure there's nothing up underneath. On the back side, make sure the TV is clear. This is on a swivel mount. If you were to pull out the TV in use, this will catch it on its way out. So make sure this is pushed flat against the wall. Come back over. Again, make sure the slide out is clear on the outside of the camper as well. Alright, here we go. Push up on it. See it going out. You do not have to worry about overrunning this. It will stop on its own when it's fully extended. Just keep the switch down until the motor stops running. Hand still on the switch. Almost there. It's all the way there. Remove your finger. It's all the way out. And look at the difference having a slide makes. Tremendous difference. Alright, to operate the awning, make sure your door is clear. If the door is too far open, the arm of the awning will hit it. So make sure the door is pulled to at least right there, so the awning will clear. And extend the awning with this switch. Again, make sure you have clearance on both sides. You want to extend this no further than the label that you'll see shortly. Right about there. See that label? That's as far as you want to go with it. Unlike the slide out, you have to stop this at that point. It will not stop itself. So just release the switch when it's fully extended. Very important in windy conditions, As you can see, it's a little windy today. This turns into a giant sail. Do not leave this out overnight or when you leave your campsite. Thunderstorm could roll through in Florida and you'll wake up to a disaster. This will turn into a big sail and destroy the arms and the hinges as well as the canvas. So please, when unattended, retract the awning. To retract the awning, simply go here, push down the switch, and in it comes. Again, same thing goes for the door. You do not want the door up against the arm. Make sure the door is pulled slightly closed so it'll clear. Bring it the rest of the way in. And again, you need to release the switch once it's all the way in. You'll hear the motor change once it's all the way in. Right there. Once the motor bogs down, you know you're all the way in. Release the switch. Alright. Lights. Don't ask me why, but the switch on the right side here operates the awning light outside. It's a nice LED. Switch on the left actually operates the interior light. There's the light. On and off. This is a switch for the awning. On. Off. This is your tank monitoring panel. Again, fresh water you won't have to worry about. I don't think I've had a camper yet that's camped in the woods to where they would actually need fresh water on board and the use of the water pump. So disregard those. The battery, you can disregard that as well. If you're plugged in at a campsite, you'll have electricity there that's recharging your batteries constantly. So disregard those and this if you're at a campsite with electric and water. Black tank. Push the button. See how it shows 1/3 full? These aren't exactly that accurate. It only has maybe a gallon of chemical and water in the tank. So that's your black tank. Here's your gray tank. Again, maybe a gallon or two with the chemicals in it, or what's in the tank now. As it becomes more and more full, the 2/3 mark will light, and then the full. Alright, back to the lights. Again, this light switch controls only this light. The other lights in the camper, like the one above the door here, have a little button. Just press the center button. There you go. Same goes for the rest. One here. 2 around the slide. 1 over each bunk. And 1 in the bathroom. Operates the same way. Press the center button. Alright, the walk around. Inside, you have an awesome Murphy bed. This is the best use of space in a camper this size. This used to be our personal camper. Murphy bed functions like so. You're just going to lift up right here, and it's going to latch right here. So just lift up, push back until that latches, just like that. Take your cushion, flip it up. There you go. It's a great use of space. Here's your dinette. Also turns into a bed. It's very comfortable. I'm 5'9" and I can sleep on every bed in this camper. Here's your table to convert this. You've got 2 legs underneath. The table simply lifts off of the legs. The legs will disconnect here and here. I normally just store the legs underneath the bottom bunk. And this will drop down just as it's configured right now, straight down onto these lips here, there, in the back, and over here. Make sure this is oriented just as it is now. Make sure you don't turn it 90 degrees because it's not as long and it won't sit on these lips. It'll barely hang on the lips and it could fall on you. So make sure it just comes straight down just like it's sitting right now. This cushion, the one in the back, and the one on this side will remain where they are. The 2 back cushions, there and there, will fill out the rest of the space. Once the table's down, they'll sit there and there. Super simple. All the bedding you will need for the dinette is located under here. We have a comforter, sheet set, and behind that is a mattress cover, which you will absolutely need. It makes it so much more comfortable, and it kind of holds all the cushions together. Otherwise, a cushion can just slide out on you while you're sleeping. You don't want that. Again, there's the mattress cover, and pillow is behind there for this bed. Sheets are right there. Here are your bunk beds. This camper comes fully stocked. Comforter, pillow, nice mattress pad underneath here. Makes it more comfortable. Same thing on the upper bunk. There's your little USB chargers on each bunk. There and there. Underneath here, you'll find your little Swifter wet jet, broom, and trash can. What I normally do with the trash can, once I've got the slide out, pull it out. It fits right there out of the way. But remember, when you go to retract this slide, when you're all done, remove this trash can. You don't want anything in the way, including the TV. Remember what I told you about the TV earlier? If this is pulled out, this is going to catch it as the slide comes in. To me, this TV should not come out from the wall. It should be fixed so that isn't an issue. This has a good antenna on it. A little green light here. Antenna's off. Antenna's on. It'll pick up probably 20 channels in HD quality. It's really good antenna. It's all automatic. You don't have to adjust the antenna. Just hit that little switch for the green light there, and it'll be on. Here's your bathroom. Medicine cabinet. There's toilet paper. There's little tablets for the tanks. Hot and cold water on the sink. All your washcloths and towels are stored underneath here. I think there's 4 of each. Here's your shower. Hot and cold water. Works really well. Here's your toilet. To operate the toilet, you have a little foot flush pedal right here. To go number 1, just stomp it down really quickly to conserve space in your tanks. If you're at a site that does not have sewer, you have to be mindful of that. Stomp it down real quick, and that's it. To go number 2, you'll need to hold that pedal down. Don't stomp it down all the way, because you want to fill up the bowl, probably about 4 inches in there, without getting too graphic. you can kind of understand why you would need some water in there before you go number 2. So you just simply press down a little bit. That'll fill up about 4 or 5 inches of water. Let it go, do your business, and then stomp it all the way down, and that little flapper will release it. Alright. Moving on. This is your gas/electric refrigerator. You're going to want to leave this in auto. Right now I'm plugged into my house electricity. So you have the green on light illuminated. As soon as you disconnect from campground power, or in my case at my house, this will automatically, when it's in auto, switch over to gas. And then this orange light will illuminate right here where it says gas, and it'll automatically switch over to gas. It's a nice size refrigerator. Always turn it on like 2 days before, so it's nice and cold for you. These type of refrigerators take about a day and a half to cool down, so that's a big plus. Turn this on a couple days before, it's nice and cold for you. There's your freezer. If you want this to remain cold going down the road, if you have quite a distance to cover until you get to your campground, if you go for like 3 hours, you could potentially leave it in auto and let the gas run. Legally, not really supposed to, going down the road, have an open flame. Let your conscience be your guide on that. Okay? This gun's fully stocked. Paper towels, paper plates, salt and pepper, some bowls, olive oil spray, coffee mugs, coffee filters. Coffee filters are actually in here. Got your little Lysol wipes here. Close it up. Microwave self-explanatory. Here's your sink. Hot and cold water. Hot water. Once you hook up your water at your campsite, you want to turn on this hot water heater. Normally takes about 10 seconds or so. You actually see your direct ignition light turn red here to let you know it's firing the gas hot water heater flame. It'll ignite it. You can actually hear it outside. So turn it on. There's your red light on. You can actually walk outside and hear it ignite. This is the hot water heater. Give it a second. Hear the flame? It's now going. This does get hot. Be sure to keep the kiddos away from this area while it's going. It won't run continuously, just as your house hot water heater doesn't. Only when it needs to heat the water up to temperature, so it'll cycle on and off. That's totally normal. Alright. When you go to leave your campsite, go and switch it off. Air conditioning. This does not have thermostat control. It's all manual from this switch. Off. Fan. High fan. Low cool. High cool. It's warmer. It's colder. It's all the way blue like that. This will cool this camper quite well. Probably in a half an hour, it'll cool it down for you. It's going to be really hot in here when you get to your campsite. So when you get there, make sure you keep your blinds down. When the sun is on this side of the camper, it'll cool much quicker for you. Campers are not like your home. They are not insulated as well as your home. So the longer you leave this door open, the longer it's going to take to cool down this camper. So get the door closed, keep the blinds pulled, turn on your AC right away, and get it started cooling for you. Alright. One negative of this camper is it doesn't have a lot of counter space. That's why I have this cutting board right here. Normally take that and position it over the sink here so the coffee maker and other items can be set on it. Just like this. Gives you a little more counter space. Alright. When traveling, be sure to take this coffee maker down. I normally just set it in the sink here and put this board over here on the cushion. If you don't, this is going to end up on the ground. So always do your walkthrough. Make sure you don't have anything that's going to shift, like this basket or other things. Go ahead and move them to the sink area or somewhere low so they're not falling to the ground. Underneath the cabinet, you've got some dishwashing liquid, some glass cleaner, some extra little bags, some Ziplocs, some dinette, plasticware, little Swiffer pads right there for the little Swiffer mop over there. Burner operation. Your switches. Here's your lighter. Silverware, spatula inside here. Let's take the switch. I personally like to use this burner. I actually had a renter use this burner, and to me it's kind of a bad design. They had a pan on here, and the pan was right next to these buttons, and it actually melted these buttons. It's a bad design, bad engineering. So please just use this one back here. Alright, so you're going to move this from here to light, and gas will flow out of here. Right there. Light it up. There you go. Adjust the temperature here. Go back to off when you're done. Make sure this is off. You do not want gas flowing inside your camper. If you do, you have an LP detector here that will sound an alarm. Alright. Put the lighter back. Underneath here, you have extra trash bags. Pot pan, some extra Swiffer pads underneath there. We got some games up here. Little Bluetooth speaker here. It's really nice. You can just set it outside and connect it to your phone. All your games. Little closet area over here. Extra sheets. On here now is just a fitted sheet. If you want the actual sheets, they're right there. Little first aid kit back there. With some LED pop-up lamps. Again, when traveling, you want to go ahead and lower this down, because there's a tremendous amount of tension on this latch. So go ahead and fold this down. Pull this latch. It releases. And down it comes. Like so. Alright, taking a walk outside. This is where you would hook up your fresh water if you wanted to fill your tank if you're camping in the woods somewhere. Alright. This is the back side of the refrigerator. Again, when you unplug electric, you'll actually hear that kick on, much like the water heater. You hear the igniter fire, and then you'll hear the flame going. Some power outlets for the outside. This is your outdoor kitchen. You have these little quarter turn latches. Turn there, turn there, and if it's locked, use the key right here to unlock it. Lift this up. You have a little latch over here. Just pull that back. There you go. And that'll secure it up. This is your outdoor griddle. Really nice. Works awesome. Cook bacon, eggs, steaks, hamburgers, whatever you want on this. The way this functions is you have a hose underneath. See right here in the back. You want to run this hose down underneath here, like so. Flip this cap over. Have this little nipple. It's going to attach right there to your little quick disconnect fitting. So just remove this. This goes in here. This will slide back. Let it go, and it'll be attached. Once you have it attached, flip this lever, and gas will flow. Alright, when you're done, flip the lever back, release that, and it'll come disconnected. Once you have it hooked up and you want to use it, you simply go over here, turn your dial until it fires. Hear that click? That'll ignite your flame. Then you simply adjust how hot you want it. Back to off when you're done. Store away the hose. We've got a couple s'more sticks for the kids, another lighter, a little grill set here, some gloves inside here for dealing with the sewer hose. This is your little elbow for the sewer. Go ahead and show you how that functions. Come around the back side of the camper. This is where your sewer hose will connect. You want to pull the black tank handle first, and then the gray when you go to dump the tanks on this. Your hose will connect here. This little bayonet style cap. The hose will connect the exact same way. The hose is stored inside the rear bumper. Just pull this cap off. Inside there, again, same style connection as it has on the cap. Stick it on, turn a quarter turn, run your hose out, connect the elbow to it, and this end will sit down into the sewer at your campsite. If you do not have sewer at your campsite, you're going to need to use the dump station on the way out. You would do it the same way. Pull the black handle first. Black tank is all the bad stuff, right? Your toilet water. And then the gray. The reason being, the last thing you want going through that hose is nice soapy water. Alright, so to rinse out the hose from the bad stuff. So black first, then gray. Put your cap back on, store your elbow away, store your hose back in the bumper. Don't forget the little cap. You get to your campsite. Here's where your city water is going to connect. Just your typical style garden hose will attach here. This is your black tank flush. You want to flush out the black tank if you're using the dump station. So just connect your water to right here, and it will supply water pressure to rinse out the black tank. So go to the dump station, hook up here to your hose, pull this valve. If you do not pull this valve and you have water flowing into your black tank, it is going to fill up, and you do not want that. So make sure when you're rinsing the black tank out to pull that valve. This is once the black tanks are empty now. Empty the black tank first, hook up your hose, rinse out the tank. Once it's done rinsing, go ahead and disconnect your hose, push this in, and pull the gray water. Disconnect, put everything away. This is where your electric hooks up. Little red light going there, let you know if power's flowing. This just threads on. Super simple. When you are backing in to your campsite, you're going to want to position this camper in such a way that the slide is going to clear. I've done that myself before. You get to your perfect spot at your site, you unhook your truck, and all of a sudden your power pole is out in front of the slide. You don't realize it. So make sure you have parked in such a way the slide is going to clear. Also, another consideration, make sure your water hose is going to reach and your sewer line is going to reach if you're lucky enough to have sewer at your campsite. Alright, so remember those three things. Slide's going to clear, water hose is going to reach, sewer hose is going to reach before you unhook your truck, or you'll be hooking it back up. Giant pain in the neck. Alright. In the forward storage area, again, just a little quarter turn, and the lock is there. Turn that, flip it up, latches the same way as the one in the back, like that. Inside you will find a full extra propane canister if you run out of the one that's in the front of the camper. Super easy to swap out. Just turn this off, turn this counterclockwise, release the strap, put this back in the camper, put the full in here, and please let me know that it's swapped out so I can get the other one refilled for you. Alright. Also in here, you'll have 4 pads that are for your leveling jacks. 1 on each corner. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the back. Alright. This is your weight distributing hitch and the bars that go to the weight distributing hitch. I also have a video that shows you how to operate that. There's your blue camping mat. There's 4 chairs back there, and way in the back in a cardboard box there is a portable fire pit if they allow it at your campsite. There's your little blue water filter you want to hook in line with your water hose. The water hose is also in behind there. You'll see it. Alright. Also wanted to mention this little accordion shaped stand is your hose support. That'll support your sewer hose to keep it elevated so gravity will help it flow downhill. Alright? And also this is where the elbow will be stored. Nice little outdoor refrigerator. Works awesome. Alright, once you get to your campsite, please have a spotter. If you're alone, there's often campground host or ranger that can guide you back. You do not want to damage this RV. Alright? Want to kind of take a look at your camper. Make sure it's level side to side. If it's lower on one side than the other, what you want to do is, say this side we're low, you want to raise this wheel off the ground. I have some boards and some blocks as well, like these, in the forward storage area. You can kind of see them right there. We've got a couple boards. Use how many ever boards you need to get it to the height where it is level. Once you've got it level side to side, you'll simply use the nose jack switch here to level it forward and aft, just by using the switch here. Go down or up. Do not use the stabilizer jacks to level this camper. That's not what they're designed for. They're designed to do just as they say, to stabilize it once you have it leveled by raising whichever side is low, by putting boards under the tire and pulling the vehicle forward onto the boards. Once you've done that, you've got it level side to side, front to back. That's when you're going to want to put the stabilizers out. Got a nice cordless drill here with an attachment. It's going to save you a ton of time not having to use the crank handle. You'll simply put it on here, crank it down. Remember, I have those yellow pads that will go on each corner. Here are the yellow pads. Slip them underneath. Crank this down until there's a decent amount of tension on it. You don't want, again, you don't want to try to lift the camper with it. It's not designed that way. It puts too much stress on the frame. So crank it down. Just till it touches, maybe a little more. Right about there. It's nice and stable. Do that to all 4 corners. Alright, back inside. Again, if you were at a campsite that has sewer, this is not as much a concern for you. But typically a family of 4 will last about 3 or 4 days on the capacity of the black tank. I think it's a 30-gallon tank. If you do not have sewer, you will not be able to use this shower. It will fill up way too quick. Probably 2 showers and the gray tank will be completely maxed out. You will no longer be able to use your sink here or in the bathroom. Remember that, it's very important. So keep an eye on your gray tank. See the button? And for the black tank. You see them start getting close to full. Start conserving your capacity. Don't let the water run as long. In the sink, as you're washing dishes, use just enough. Same thing for the sink in the bathroom. Alright, again, if you have sewer, this is not really a concern. If you do have sewer, you still don't want to leave those valves open on the outside. The black tank handle I showed you earlier, you're going to want to leave it closed because you want some water and chemicals inside the black tank. You don't want a dry tank down there. Without being graphic, explain why. You want some chemicals in the bottom of it, kind of like an aircraft toilet or a porta-john. So you're going to want to wait until this is full. This is if you have sewer at your site. Once it gets full, same thing with the gray tank. Once they get full, you want to go outside, and pull those handles. You have your sewer hooked up. Pull the valve. Probably about 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Same thing with the gray tank. And then close them. If you just leave them open the whole time, again, the tanks will drain completely down. You'll have nothing in the tank for chemicals. So you don't want to do that. Not to mention, the smells from the sewer will travel up through your camper. You don't want that. So keep these closed even when you have sewer hookup, and only pull them when they get close to full and push them back in. I've had some campers actually, you could probably get away with just leaving the gray one out. Otherwise you'll be out here pulling it, you know, every night when everybody showers. You could probably get away with just leaving this one open if you would like. If the smell's not traveling up in there, too bad. But the black, never leave this open. Keep it closed until it reaches capacity. Pull it and close it back, because you don't want a dry tank. You have a nice outdoor shower in the back here. Operates off the black key. That's the only thing this key is for, because it's outdoor shower. Put in, turn. You have hot and cold water with a little wand there. Turn. Keys again. Silver key operates the entry door. There's a deadbolt here. It flips out. At night, just flip that lever. It'll be secure. Close the door. This will operate the deadbolt. You can also operate the handle lock, like so. I normally don't even use the handle lock, because you could potentially lock the keys inside the camper. Alright. The only remaining key is a gold key, which will operate your compartment latches. Flip this down. Quarter turn. This locks right here. The same thing with the aft compartment where the outdoor kitchen is. Again, this drill will be stored inside here, like so. Flip this down. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. Lock it closed. Alright, this concludes our video. Hope it was helpful. Take care.